Um, Today I'm going to give a presentation on Clevinger, a character from Catch-22. This is a picture of him from the movie they made of Catch-22. So let's talk a little about Clevinger's backstory. There's not a whole lot, but in the book, we do find out that before he became a soldier, Clevinger actually attended Harvard and he won lots of prizes for academic scholarship and he signed petitions and took part in discussion groups as well as organizing these discussion groups, petitions, and committees on a variety of topics. There was one specific line that stuck out to me where it says, "Everyone agreed that Clevenger was certain to go far in the academic world. However, instead of pursuing a promising future in the academic world, Clevenger was sucked into the war and became a soldier, later disappearing without a trace over the island of Elba." So, what are some characteristics of Clevenger? I found four main traits that he has. First, Clevenger is an idealist. He has complete faith in the system. Even when his leader's orders are morally and logically reprehensible, he has faith that as the leaders, it is his and other soldiers' duty to follow them. And it is ultimately this faith in the system that leads to his death. Second, Clevenger is a person with lots of intelligence but not brains. This is a little paradoxical at first when you read it, but what Yossarian is trying to say here is that although he has lots of school smarts, he does not have lots of life smarts. Although he went to Harvard and won many awards, he doesn't have common sense or practical application of his intelligence. As my parents like to say, A in school, F in life. Sometimes you're only good at school and you're not good at making good life decisions, and that's something you need to work on too. Third, Clevenger is passionate. When he's discussing something he believes in, he gets very worked up, gasping furiously for air and blinking back bitter tears of conviction. However misplaced his faith in the system and his principles Clevenger believes in them passionately, leading Yossarian to label him as crazy and everyone else to find him annoying. The last, but in my opinion, the most important characteristic is Clevenger is opinionated. With his faith in the system, Clevenger has many opinions that he justifies and defends by looking at strictly one side of the question, but never the other. When Dunbar explains his attempts to lengthen his life by being incredibly bored, Clevenger dismisses the logic behind it because it confuses him, goes against the view that he holds of the world. He does the same thing with Yossarian's assertion that everyone is trying to kill him. Clevenger's opinionated nature was also present before the war. He would defend the right from the left and the left from the right, like pro-communist and anti-communist. And this resulted in both groups hating him because he wouldn't pick a side. He just argued for both, switching sides depending on who he was talking to. When Clevenger took girls to the theater, by the first intermission, he would tell them whether the movie was good or not. And when he went to the theater with friends, he would start discussions and arguments on things like Aristotle and movies' roles in society. So, with these characteristics, what is Clevenger's purpose in Catch-22? I found two main purposes for Clevenger within the text. The first is as an example of what faith in the system will do to the soldiers. And second is a reminder that in the screwed up world Yossarian and his friends live in, anyone can be plucked out of existence at any given moment. Clevenger's faith in a corrupt and illogical system at the Mediterranean forefront they're fighting at ultimately leads to his death. He continues to serve the extra missions even though he shouldn't have to, without question, because he has faith in leadership. And eventually he dies and is never seen again after he disappears over the island of Elba. This disappearance is remembered constantly by Yossarian. He's like, Yossarian did everything right. Sorry, no. Yossarian was like, Clevinger did everything right. Clevinger trusted them, and look what happened to him. Along with that, this abrupt disappearance that occurs, Clevinger went on a mission, only one out of this many planes came back. Clevinger wasn't in the plane that came back. No one has found him. Just snap disappearance. Serves as a reminder to Yossarian, along with a few different characters, including the Soldier in White, Kid Samson, and McWatt, that in this war, any of them can be disappeared. Any of them can be plucked out of existence at any given moment. Any of them can be killed without warning. Or is also one of those characters, at least until Yossarian finds that he actually survived. He wasn't disappeared. He's just been rowing to Sweden this whole time. And what I mean by Kid Samson and McWatt is in one single moment, I guess a long moment, but Kid Samson is cut in half by a propeller, and McWatt, as he makes his next turn, unable to live with what just happened, flies into a mountain, and they're both dead. In a period of maybe 1 minute, Yossarian's two very good friends are dead in horrific, horrific ways. And then the Soldier in White is an example to all of them what you could become in this war. They can get disappeared. They can get turned into an empty plaster uh, body shape, and then Orr and Clevinger both disappear while on missions. So yeah, those are the two main purposes that Clevinger serves in Catch-22. Shows what faith in the system will do to you, and he also is a reminder that any of them can be plucked out of existence at any given moment. Any of them can be killed without warning. And ultimately, there is nothing they can do about it, at least until Yossarian figures it out at the end. Thank you